Well, to the surprise of absolutely nobody, Joss Whedon continues to be a complete piece of garbage. He continues to be called out by literally everybody who's ever worked for him, it would appear at this point. The first I've reported on Joss was when he espoused feminist ideals, meanwhile cheating on his wife the whole time. At that moment, we should have known exactly who Joss Whedon was, exactly what Hollywood was. Hollywood is full, absolutely chock full of people who have rules for thee, but not for me. And that's exactly who Joss Whedon is, which is exactly why every single Hollywood movie I watch is via a VPN. It's 2021, and if you don't have a VPN yet, please consider private internet access. Check them out. Huge shout out to this video sponsor, Private Internet Access. In current year, basically everyone should be using a VPN. What is a VPN? Well, it stands for a virtual private network. With private internet access, all of your traffic goes through a secure VPN tunnel, your IP address is hidden, and your data is encrypted. Private internet access is available for all platforms: Windows, Mac OS, Android, iOS, and many others. They have a strict no logs policy. You can use one subscription to protect up to 10 devices at a time. There's a 30-day money-back guarantee, and private internet access has given me their best deal ever. Just $2.08 a month plus 2 months free, which is 83% off. And reviewers love private internet access. CNET rated it as, quote, spectacular, and it got PC Mag's Editor's Choice Award for the past 5 years. You can access geo-restricted content from websites, YouTube included, social media networks, find better deals online, play games blocked in your region, and protect your identity by keeping your data encrypted. Pick up this awesome offer available just to my subscribers. It's located in the pinned comment below as well as the description. Start protecting yourself today. They're a very important sponsor of this channel, run a very tight ship, and have a great product. You don't have to use them, but you should use a VPN, and Private Internet Access has an amazing deal for you. So sign up after watching this video and subscribing. Now we can go back to as early as 2017 and see articles like Joss Whedon is a hypocrite preaching feminist ideals, ex-wife Kai Cole says. He used his relationship with me as a shield so no one would question his relationship with other women or scrutinize his writing as anything other than feminist. The entire piece completely lambasts Joss Whedon as a fraud. And now today, tons of people have come out and absolutely destroyed him. Here we have Charisma Carpenter opening up on how working with Joss Whedon was. She endured while working with Joss Whedon. Both Buffy and Angel, proud of her for being courageous enough to post this. This man cannot keep getting away with treating people like this. And of course, we saw Ray Fisher also coming out against this guy. You see here, for nearly 2 decades, I've held my tongue and made excuses for certain events that traumatized me to this day. Now, I saw her post, which was titled something like My Truth. So always be cognizant of somebody saying my truth. There is only the truth. What we may be seeing here is the spinning up of another me pound sign coming up in Hollywood, and they just really want to bring this dude down. There's enough smoke here where it'd be difficult to believe that he wasn't a raging jerk at the very minimum, just given on the sheer number of people that have come out and said these things. But I digress. Joss Whedon abused his power on numerous occasions while working together on the sets of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel. While he found his misconduct amusing, it only served to intensify my performance anxiety, disempower me, and alienate me from my peers. The disturbing incidents triggered a chronic physical condition from which I still suffer. It is with a beating, heavy heart that I say I coped in isolation at times destructively. Last summer, when Ray Fisher But Ray Fisher publicly accused Joss of bad behavior. It gutted me. Joss has a history of being casually cruel. He has created hostile and toxic work environments since early in his career. I know because I experienced it firsthand repeatedly. By the way, working for Joss Whedon is something you do voluntarily. That doesn't excuse his bad behavior. Just, I want to, be consistent here. Like his ongoing passive-aggressive threats to fire me, which wreaks havoc on a young actor's self-esteem, and callously calling me fat to colleagues when I was 4 months pregnant, weighing 126 pounds. He was mean and biting, disparaging about others openly, and often playing favorites, pitting people against one another to compete and vie for his attention and approval. So he sounds like any normal boss. He called me in for a sit-down meeting to interrogate and berate me regarding a rosary tattoo I got to help me feel more spiritually grounded in an increasingly volatile work environment that affected me physically. Joss intentionally refused multiple calls from my agents, making it impossible to connect with him and tell him the news that I was pregnant. Finally, once Joss was apprised of the situation, he requested a meeting with me. In that closed-door meeting, he asked me if I was going to keep it, and manipulatively weaponized my womanhood and faith against me. He proceeded to attack my character, mock my religious beliefs, accuse me of sabotaging the show, then unceremoniously fired me the following season once I gave birth. At 6 months pregnant, I was asked to report to work at 1 a.m. after my doctor recommended shortening my work hours due to long and physically demanding days and the emotional stress of having to defend my needs as a working pregnant woman. I began to experience Braxton Hicks contractions. It was clear to me that the 1 a.m. call was retaliatory. Well, that's your opinion. Back then, I felt powerless. With no other option, I swallowed the mistreatment and carried on. After all, I had a baby on the way, and it was the primary breadwinner of my growing family. Unfortunately, all was happening during the most wonderful time of my motherhood. All that promise and joy sucked right out, and Joss was the vampire. Haha. Get it? Despite the harassment, a part of me still sought his validation. I made excuses for his behavior and repressed my own pain. I even have stated publicly at conventions that I'd work with him again. Only recently, after years of therapy and a wake-up call from the Time's Up movement, do I understand the complexities of the demoralizing thinking. So it goes on here. It sounds like he was just a jerk. An a-hole. I'm not sure that I'm seeing anything like, I mean, people are jerks and you just don't work with them if you have a choice. This, just like with this and Ray Fisher, it honestly felt like, I don't know, I'm just not seeing anything here. I mean, yeah, he's a slimeball, but I guess it's like, okay, it's Hollywood slimeball. I'm not really that surprised. Recently, I participated in Warner Media's Justice League investigation because I believe Ray to be a person of integrity who is telling the truth. His firing as Cyborg in The Flash was the last straw for me. Although I'm not shocked, I'm deeply pained by it. It troubles and saddens me that 2021 professionals still have to choose between whistleblowing in the workplace and job security. Well, let me tell you something that you probably forgot about normal people. Everyone has to do that. Everyone has to do that because in the real world, we don't have agents and millions of social media followers to back us up. So even being able to call these people, hey, none of this is to excuse Joss. Let's be clear. He is 100% grade A piece of garbage. But at the end of the day, most people, this is the reality we live in. We have crappy bosses that you really can't do anything about, so you quit and you find another job. This guy sounds like he's just awful, but I mean, it's not like he's raising hands to people. He's just a douche. That's what it appears to be. Here, David Opie posting 4 Buffy cast members have already spoken out against Joss Whedon today. It would be great to hear some male cast members back them up publicly too. You see here, Charisma, my truth. Again, I hate that my truth thing because the implication is that it's not true. Then you see Sarah Michelle Gellar saying, while I am proud to have my name associated with Buffy Summers, I don't want to be forever associated with the name Joss Whedon. I am more focused on raising my family and surviving the lockdown currently, so I will not be making any further statements at this time, but I stand with all the survivors and I'm proud of them for speaking out. You see Amber Benson, Buffy was a toxic environment and it starts at the top. Charisma is speaking truth, and I support it 100%. There was a lot of damage done during that time, and many of us are still processing it 20 years later. Okay. Am I being too callous here? We've all had crappy bosses, but the idea that 20 years later you're still thinking about them, I mean, this is only in Hollywood. Why I'm proud, and then you see here, we know what he did behind the scenes, and this is from Michelle Trachtenberg. Again, zero defense of him being a douchebag, but again, 20 years later, again, you see here, James Masters says Whedon got in his face and yelled at him. Hello? I've been yelled at every single job I've ever worked. It's just, why are we acting like this is such a crazy thing? Most of the time I got yelled at, I deserved it. You can see here, Inside Youth with Michael Rosenberg, Marcer spoke about how Spike, oh yeah, he revealed an incident where Whedon yelled at the actor. I came along and was designed to be a romantic character, but then the audience reacted the way to it. And I remember he backed me up against the wall one day and was like, I don't care about how popular you are, kid. You're dead. You hear me? Dead, dead. I was all like, you know, it's your football, man. Okay. Yeah, it sounds like he's just a douche. I'm not really gonna... This is kind of a disappointing reveal. All these people are talking about having a bad boss 20 years ago. I suppose continue to do what I do. Make sure you watch all of your programming through a wonderful VPN. I use private internet access, and they have an amazing deal for you in the pinned comment below. Sign up today. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.